Along with some of the advantages that the oral communication is having, there are some disadvantages also that the oral communication has. One of the disadvantages that the oral communication has is regarding the poor presentation of the message. Okay, and if the presentation is poor, then the responses, then then you will going to have wrong responses, or the message is not going to be understood, or if the presentation is poor, then it can be boring. Okay, the same presentation which I am showing you now, this is going to be the same wordings, or the same presentations will be given in a different form by the different speakers. Okay, and the same written format can be presented when you're doing the oral communication, can be presented in different forms. Okay, and when the speaker is speaking, okay, if the presentation is poor, then the meaning of this whole presentation is going to change, right? Hence, it also depends if the poor presentation or the poor understanding or poor communication skill of the speaker is going to lead to misunderstanding, or it is also going to lead to wrong responses from the senders. Okay, the one who is listening to your presentation. Now, whenever you are talking about the oral communication, okay, oral communication would not suffice the business communication. Whenever you are doing the business communication, along with the oral communication should always, the business communication should always be substantiated, okay, along with the written communication. Okay, and in business communication, the communication has to be very formal and very organized. When we talk about the formal communication and a very organized communication, then written communication is that form, whereby the communication is very formal and the communication is very organized. Along with formalness to the communication and along with the organization, what we said that it is a great organized communication. There is a written communication as compared to the oral communication. If you can see over here, if you see this presentation also, now this presentation is very well organized on this screen, isn't it? Whereas when I am talking, I am sometimes taking point number 3, I am taking point number 4. Okay, I am mixing 2 points together. Okay, so what is happening is my communication is not a very formal communication. The wordings that I am using, okay, are very simple and lucid kind of the things. Whereas the wordings that are given in this in this slide or on this screen are very well organized. Okay, जहां पे भी बोल्ड चाहिए वहां पे बोल्ड किया हुआ है. There are numberings that are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a title which is given in italics, and the color of the title is very different. So this communication, if you see the written communication, is very formal and it is very organized. Whereas the oral communication that I am doing with you is not that very formal and it is not that very organized. The same thing happens in your meetings also, during your interviews also, isn't it? So random questions have been asked. It is quite random in nature. Okay. The next very important point is which we are going to repeat in different ways when we are going to study this presentation, or when we are going to study this disadvantages of oral communication, or when we are going to study the advantages of written communication, is oral communication is less authentic in nature. You are not going to believe the person who is communicating with you when he is doing an oral communication. Okay. For example, if I tell you that your exams are starting from, why I always give the example of exam, because I am from exam section. So that is the reason why most of the time the examples of exams come in my lecture. Okay, so when I give you the when I give oral communication that your exams are starting from 30th of December. Okay. That communication is definitely going to be less authentic. What you are going to believe on is what? When it is substantiated with a formal timetable that comes to you. So once you see the timetable, then what you are going to say? You are going to believe that communication, and then you are going to authenticate that communication. Am I right? Okay. So the written communication is more authentic in nature as compared to the oral communication. Oral communication definitely is time saving. Just for example, if you ask me when is the examination, and if I have to, type the timetable and then circulate it to you, it may be taking 1 or 2 days till the circular becomes very, very official to you. Whereas in case of the oral communication, it happens very fast. So when it comes to the daily interaction that you are having, at each and every time you cannot go for the written communication. You have to you have to go for the what you call that, oral communication. Okay. But so whenever there is some what you call that meetings are there, then etc., then it takes a long time. But those are not going to be authentic in nature, right? So in that case, in order to make your communication authentic, after the oral communication that you have to authenticate it with the written communication. So whatever you are saying orally has to be authenticated by the written communication. Just for an example, again, I'll give you, when I was the third year students will appreciate whatever I am saying and will substantiate my whatever I am saying and will endorse the fact whatever I am saying. That when I used to announce the class test for third year students, I used to announce it during the lecture. But after my lecture was over, I used to again type the message, okay, and inform that this is going to be the date, this is going to be the time, and this is going to be the method of examination. Even if I used to take a meeting of the sessional examination, I inform them that this is going to be the pattern and this is going to be the method of the sessional examination. I used to type it out and I used to send them the guidelines and tell them that this is going to be the method of the sessional examination. Vice versa. If I am giving some written communication to them, communication is also authenticated, okay, or also made clear to them, because written communication may also be misunderstood many a time, depending upon how the person reads it, okay. So that written communication was also explained to them in the oral communication. So oral communication itself is going to not suffice the things, okay. So oral communication is half the communication, written communication is half the communication. To combine the oral as well as the written communication together, then the communication becomes total. So you can start with oral communication, whereby you can inform the people, you can inform your colleagues, okay, regarding whatever message you want to deliver it to them, because it is very fast, okay. You can do it immediately, you can do it quickly, it is very less time consuming, so that can be done. And then it is going to be substantiated, it is going to be authenticated, it is going to be legalized, okay, with the help of your written communication. Oral communication cannot be maintained. आज मैंने जो बोला हुआ है कल मैं उसको मुकर सकता हूं. No, I never said that. I never said that your examinations are going to start from 30th of December. I said your exams are going to start from 30th of November. That I may say, okay. But whereas if you see the oral, if you see the written communication, those become very, very legal in nature and those can be maintained. You can just prepare a communication, you can send it to other person and you can just put it in the file, okay. Or when you send an email to somebody, that is also a form of written communication. When you send a email to somebody, that email remains in your outbox, send item list forever. So whenever you want to read that communication, you can easily retrieve that communication. Whereas the oral communication, they cannot be maintained and hence they are very unsteady in nature. Okay, oral communication can be misunderstood. Very, very much misunderstood. Okay, and oral communication mostly are misunderstood by the people. Okay, this oral communication has to be substantiated by the written communication. Only oral communication is going to create a lot of chaos, okay, if you're doing it, right? So always in life, my dear friends, please do remember, if you are doing any communication, communication, it should be a written communication. Again, I will give you an example because communication chapter depends only upon the examples and the life-to-life experiences. Students, they tell me, students, ki, sir, this is the problem, that is the problem, this has happened, that has happened. The first thing that I tell my students is write down a mail to me. This is the first thing that I tell the students. Okay, you can ask the third year students, many of the second year students who have interacted with me, they would substantiate to this fact that the first thing that I do to them is, whatever you have spoken with me, you just write down an email to me so that I can understand what is your what is your real requirement, what is your real problem, whatever it is. You have to substantiate it with the written communication, and to this written communication you have to attach the relevant document. In the future also, in the next 4 years, whenever you are going to have the problem, my first year students, my second year students, whenever you are going to have the problem, this is going to be the line of action that I am going to follow, and this should be the line of action that you are going to follow. बराबर है कि नहीं? आप भी हमसे वही बोलते हो ना, sir, you have told us our marks, but where is the mark sheet? Show us our mark sheet also. You have told us our marks, where is our answer sheet? Show us our answer sheet. किसने इसको कितने आपने मार्क्स दिए, आपको हम बताओ, आप हमको बताइए, right? This is what you say. This is why, because you want the oral communication to be substantiated with the written communication. Okay, and as we have already said that oral communication cannot be maintained, whereas the written communication can be maintained inside the file. They can be maintained inside the inbox of your Gmail. They can be scanned and they can be kept. Okay, so this can be done with your written communication. Just imagine that 10th standard में आपको बताया जाता है कि सिर्फ the board calls you at your home and they tell you that you have got this much and this much of percentage, and they keep the phone down. Is it going to be useful for you? Are you going to be happy with it? No. What you require is what? You require a mark sheet. You require some certificates where the marks are being mentioned, where your percentage are being mentioned. Isn't it? Why? Because oral communication cannot be maintained. आप और कहाँ पे कैसे maintain करोगे? किसने बोला, कब बोला, क्या बोला? Isn't it? That cannot be maintained. Hence, you require a written communication along with it. As I told you earlier, the oral communication is highly misunderstood. Okay, and whatever you are speaking, most of the time, the essential things are missed either by the sender himself or the receiver also. Both. Sometimes the sender also misses to give the important, essentials of that communication, or many a times the listener also, forgets what the sender has sent, the essential key items which the sender has to tell. Okay, the receiver misses it. Okay, hence a lot of misunderstandings takes place because of the oral communication. The another important thing that the oral communication requires is the attention of the receiver. You may be a very good presenter. Okay, you may be putting your heart out in explaining some of the aspects of that deal or that business communication. But if the receiver himself is under some emotional stress, if the receiver himself is thinking about something else, and if is not attentive in nature, then what is going to happen? The communication barrier is going to happen. Whatever oral communication is being done by you, the person is not going to receive it. Okay, and he won't be able to give a proper feedback. The same thing happens when you are the receiver also. When somebody is orally communicating with you, there are essential parts which I told as if earlier, which can be missed by you because of the less attention, or you may miss out the whole content, whatever has been told. So I may be sitting in the meeting and there is some important announcement which has been made in the meeting and my attention is somewhere else. My attention is कि अरे आज मुझे 4 बजे lecture लेना है students का. This is what I am going to speak. This is what I am going to say. My attention is over there. Whatever the speaker is going to speak with me, what is going to happen? I am going to miss that aspect. Okay. if you talk about legality in the court, only what stands is the written communication. Orally किसने क्या बोला, that doesn't stand as what you call that, as a legal document in the court of law. Okay, so it is very, very important that whatever the business deals, the communication happens, that always should be a written communication. एक आदमी अपने शब्दों से मुकर सकता है. Are you understanding? Okay, somebody can go back on his words, but somebody cannot go back on whatever he has written. So whatever he has written, that person has to agree to whatever he has written. But whatever he has spoken, he can always go back on his words. Okay? वो अपने शब्दों से मुकर सकता है, but अपने लिखे हुए से कभी नहीं मुकर सकता. So it is very, very important that in case of any legal, if there is some legal fight that happens because of the failure of any of the communication or because of some aspects, then what happens is the written communication stands in the court of law. That's why the bank, before giving you the loan, they make you sign near out thousands of papers, isn't it? They have to sign on each and every paper, whatever is written over there. Many times you don't read it also, but you have to sign on the papers, because that is the legal binding on you, that you cannot go back on your words of repayment of the loan. Right? That is there. Now, if you talk about the spoken communication, it is influenced by both. It is influenced by both the verbal and non-verbal communication, isn't it? When I'm speaking with you, I said that the words only contribute to 7%. Whereas the non-verbal communication, okay, that may be the tone, that may be the body language, okay, that contributes to a lot. And because of that, okay, the twisting of the meaning of your message can happen in the minds of the receiver. And you'll find most of the people, their body language, their tone, and their words, they do not match with each other. Most of the time it happens. Okay. And as this happens, because of your words not matching with your body language, or your words not matching with your tone, that's why most of the time the meaning of their message is totally changed. That doesn't happen in case of the written communication. In case of the communication, if you are not given proper punches, if you are not given proper comma, full stops, okay, and if you are grammatically very, very wrong, then yes, it is going to change the meaning of your sentences. That is one of the drawbacks that we are going to see of the written communication. But written communication, all said and done, if you compare between the legal written communication and the oral communication, written communication is less misunderstood than the oral communication. क्योंकि एक बार जो आदमी ने बोल दिया, वो बार बार वही चीज दोहराता नहीं. Okay, so in case of written communication, what the person does is he reads it once time and tries to understand it. Then again he reads it and again he reads it. So rereading, okay, or re-communication is possible in case of written communication. Hence, if some misunderstanding is there, once if you read it once, and if there is some misunderstanding, that can be clarified with the second reading or with the third reading. In case of oral communication, you should have a proper feedback for your clarification. कि अगर आपको कुछ misunderstand हुआ है, so you are going to clarify with your feedback. You are going to ask the other person, do you mean this and this, or do you mean this and this? Because your sentence is carrying two meanings for me. This is the first meaning that it is carrying, and this is the second meaning that it is carrying. So what do you want to say? Please do clarify it. If you have a proper feedback channel, either from your side, that you yourself clarify the things to the other person, or the other person is asking you for the clarification, unless the feedback mechanism is very strong, there are very high chances of oral communication being misunderstood, okay, because of the tone, because of the body language, because that nearly contributes to 90% of your communication. Whereas the words that you have spoken, it contributes only to 7% of your communication. Whereas if you take a written communication, in written communication, 100% of the communication is based on the words that you have written. वहां पे बॉडी लैंग्वेज नहीं आती, ओके, वहां पे टोन ज्यादा नहीं आता. डेफिनेटली देयर इज highlighting of words, okay, color change of words, underlining of words, making the words in italic form, your inverted commas, open inverted comma, close inverted comma. Yes, they definitely do a very important role. Okay, this is something about the disadvantages of oral communication. Verbal communication is about the actual words that you are speaking. Okay, the sentences, the words, the languages that you are speaking, it actually contributes to the verbal communication. In the case of your face-to-face communication, it is just about the spoken communication. But verbal communication can also represent. Now there are two types of communication. Two types of communication, if you want to see, then one is a verbal communication and second is the non-verbal communication. Now non-verbal communication, there are no spoken words into that. Okay, it is all about the gestures, it is all about the body language, etc. That comes in the form of non-verbal communication. Your silence, it comes in the form of non-verbal communication. Whereas when you speak about the verbal communication, it is about something that you write down, okay, or something that you speak. In face-to-face communication, it is mostly about the spoken verbal communication. Okay, when you're not in face-to-face, then written communication also becomes a form of a verbal communication. Okay, one golden rule that you have to remember whenever you are doing a verbal communication is KISS. KISS, KISS. You have to remember KISS. What is the meaning of KISS? Keep it short and simple. Whenever you are communicating verbally, then the sentences, the words should be short and they should be simple. Don't use jargons. Don't try to impress somebody with your vocabulary, because the main purpose of communication is not to impress somebody else. The main purpose of communication is to send the message, whatever you have, okay, to the other person. So what you're doing is you are actually sending the message to the other person. Okay, so in order to send the message, in order to make that person understand, you have to keep your verbal communication very simple and very short. जैसे ही आपका communication बढ़ जाता है, okay, on the same topic, if you are speaking again and again and again and again, then what is going to happen? The communication, first of all, would be confusing, and the second, it is going to be boring. Okay, not applicable in case if you are teaching, etc. Definitely, because in teaching you have to speak a lot. So in some cases this may not be true. Okay, but in most of the cases, whenever you do business communication, you have to always remember that your business communication, okay, or your formal communication should always be short and sweet. So, short and simple. So you have to remember that formula, okay, that the formula of KISS, that your verbal communication, you have to keep it simple as well as you should have to keep it short. One of the major reasons, okay, why there is a failure of your verbal communication is because of the incorrect assumptions. Okay, your assumption that the other person is understanding everything that I am saying, okay, which the teachers mostly have and which you also have. Okay, so you pick up the call, okay, you pick up and you try to say a sentence. For an example, I pick up the call and he says, sir, मेरे इंटरनल के मार्क्स एंटर नहीं हो रहे. And I'm like, अरे wait बाबा, कौन सा सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात कर रहे हो? Which academic year do you belong to? Who are you? I don't know anything about you. You just pick up the call and he says about one sentence. Because what he believes it, his assumption that whatever he is saying is been understood by me. And because of the wrong assumption that a person has, like a teachers, they always have this assumption that whatever they are teaching, it has been understood by the other person. And why do they have that assumption? Because they themselves have understood the topic. As they have understood the topic, and when they are explaining, they are feeling that this topic is very simple and the other persons are easily able to understand this. Because of this wrong assumption that a person is having, okay, most of the time the communication fails. Again, for that matter, if to take an example, अगर आप commentary सुन रहे हो, पता नहीं मुझे कितने लोग इसके दीवाने हैं क्रिकेट के, but if you are listening to a commentary, now most of them must be understanding. But if you make a person who has never heard the commentary, who has never known anything about the cricket, and if you make him sit and make him watch the commentary, and he says that short fine leg, long leg, short leg. Now these are third man. Now these are the terminologies, okay, which the commentator feels, right? Now he has glanced towards the short leg. Okay. Now this wordings that he has glanced towards the short leg may be understood by nearly, say, if people are watching IPL, out of the 100 people who are watching IPL, only 50% would understand this sentence that he has glanced towards the short leg. Now, why this is happening is because the commentator has a wrong assumption that everybody knows what is a glance and everybody knows the position of short leg. I am telling you, out of we sitting over here, if I ask you a poll, and if I tell you this sentence that the player has or the batsman has glanced towards the short leg, just tell me how many of you all, or how many of the people who are sitting over here in this lecture, only 50% would say that yes, they have understood that what a glance is, what a leg glance is, and where the position of short leg is, and how the player has played the ball, right? So the assumption itself, in the same manner, we also have the assumption. We have the assumption कि जो भी मैं बोल रहा हूं वो सामने वाले को समझ में आ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं होता भाई, ठीक है? सामने वाले को सारी चीजें आपकी समझ में नहीं आती है. You have to make that person understand. And how are you going to make it understand? By keeping it short, and you are going to make it simple to him. Okay? So you have to keep your communication very short and simple, and you have to overcome the assumption that you are having that the other person is understanding everything. No, the other person is not understanding everything. You have to make him understand, okay, in your simple terminologies, what you want to tell through your verbal communication. Okay. Another problem why the communication is failing, one of them I told you, the communication fails because of the wrong assumptions. अगर आपके दिमाग में वो wrong assumption है कि सामने वाले को सारी चीजें पता चल रही है जो आप बोल रहे हैं, तो गलत है. उसको सारी चीजें पता नहीं है, आपको उसको समझानी पड़ेगी. Second thing, okay, why the communication fails, okay, because this communication comes with your own attitude. उस communication में आपका खुद का attitude होता है. The communication has your own perception, the communication has your own emotions, and the communication has your own thoughts about the topic. I have my own thoughts about verbal communication. And when I am having my own thoughts about the verbal communication, I am telling you about verbal communication with my own perspective. I have my own emotions that are attached to this topic. Okay. I have my own attitude that is being attached to this. And because of my own attitude that I have, because of my own perception that I have, because of the emotions that are there, maybe towards the topic or in general, the emotions that I have at this moment of time, and because of my own thoughts of my topic, okay, these all things, it becomes a barrier, okay, when I am telling you right meaning about the topic. So many a times, okay, many a times, because of all these aspects, as all these things come in middle of it, many a time there is a failure of your verbal communication. All said and done, when you are doing verbal communication, Then do not have any incorrect assumptions that the person is understanding everything, and don't fill in your own attitude, own perception, own emotions, or your own thoughts about that particular topic. Explain that topic as it is. Remove your own perspectives apart from it. ठीक है? अगर मुझे फुटबॉल के बारे में पूछा गया तो मुझे अपने जो ख्यालात है फुटबॉल के बारे में उसको बाहर निकालना पड़ेगा. Okay, supposing somebody asks me something about, say, tell me something about Rohit. Okay, एक ऐसे ही नाम लिया है मैंने. आपका स्टूडेंट है रोहित, उसके बारे में कुछ बताओ. तो मुझे जब रोहित के बारे में बताना है तो मुझे आपने जो फीलिंग्स है उसके बारे में, मे बी अ पॉजिटिव फीलिंग दैट आई हैव, और मे बी आई हैव अ नेगेटिव फीलिंग अबाउट हिम, मे बी माई ओन परसेप्शन दैट आई हैव अबाउट हिम, मेरे खुद के एटीट्यूड्स के मैं बहुत भारी हूं और ये रोहित कुछ तो भी हल्का है, बच्चा है, उसको क्या समझता है, ये जो मेरे सारे खुद के एटीट्यूड्स है, मेरे खुद के इमोशन मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम जो भी है, मुझे सारे के सारे ऑल दीज इमोशंस, all these perceptions, all these attitudes that I am having, okay, about that particular topic, all that thoughts that I am having, I have to keep them aside. And then when I am my clean, my slate is clean, at that time I would be able to communicate properly something about Rohit. Otherwise, whatever I am going to tell about that topic is going to be something very wrong. Okay, you understanding? So in the similar fashion, जब भी आपको किसी भी चीज के बारे में पूछा जाए तो you have to keep all your thoughts away and then you have to talk about some particular topic. अगर मैं आपको पूछता हूं कि tell me something about this farmers agitation that is going on, then when I'm telling you to tell you something about this farmer agitation, then you have to keep aside yourself, whether I belong to BJP, whether I belong to Congress, whether I belong to this X party, whether I belong to this Y party, whether I am Modi fan, whether I am Rahul Gandhi fan, whether I am this, whether I am that. Okay, all these things you have to keep aside. And then you have to talk about the farmers' agitation. And then when you do that, that time your communication would be a non-partial and your communication would be an effective communication. क्योंकि तभी आप जो भी अपनी राय दोगे अबाउट दैट टॉपिक, ओके, दैट वुड बी अ नॉन बायस एंड अ कम्युनिकेशन which would be liked by each and every person. Okay, and then there would not be any communication failure. Okay, so these are the things that you have to remember. Okay, once you remember about why the failures happen in verbal communication, then only you will be able to give the effective communication. Okay, then this point I have already told you. Okay, this picture I have already shown you. This picture I have kept under verbal communication so that you understand that verbal communication only plays, okay, the words that are used in the verbal communication, that plays only 7% of the role. Though the verbal communication play only 7% of the role, at the same time I have to make you, and I want to make you come to this meme also, which I have taken from the internet, which says be careful with your words. Okay, once they are said, they can be only forgiven, they cannot be forgotten. So though these are 7%, but the 7% factor is very, very important. The success of your verbal communication also depends upon two important factors. One is the listening skill of the other person. You have to understand who is your audience, and then you have to communicate with them. This communication lecture would be different if I am giving to an MPharm student. This communication skill would be different if I am giving this lecture to an higher officials. This communication skill would be different if I am giving to the 12th standard students, and to the 5th standard students, and to the 3rd standard student, and the 1st standard students. Because the listening skills of each and every person is different. So my communication should be different on a particular topic when I am discussing with the students of 1st standard, 2nd standard, 10th standard, 12th standard, graduates, postgraduates, PhDs, and so on and so forth, and the working individuals, and to the senior citizens. This communication about a particular topic is going to be different. My communication about cricket is going to be different when I am dealing with the males and when I am dealing with the females. My communication skill about cricket would be different when I am talking with the with the commentators and when I am talking about with the common man. Won't it be different? Yes, it would be different. Because the commentators, the cricket commentators, have a hell lot of knowledge about the cricket than the normal persons. So my communication with them is going to be different. My communication about a particular topic, say politics, would be different when I'm dealing with senior citizens than I'm dealing with the young people. Young people hardly have any knowledge, if I want to put it in that way. Right? So the success depends upon two things. One is the listening skill of the other person. If he has a very good listening skill, okay, then there are high chances of your communication being successful. अगर सामने वाले का लिसनिंग स्किल ही नहीं है तो आपके कम्युनिकेशन इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी सक्सेसफुल. It also depends upon the clarification that you give. Okay. Each and every communication, as I told you, if the sender sends a message, then there is going to be some feedback. This feedback one has to understand. And if the person has not understood whatever your communication is, then comes your clarification. So whatever doubts are there should be clarified by you. Of whatever the listeners has some doubts, it should be clarified. So the success depends upon the listening skill and also upon the clarification. The success also depends upon one factor. Whenever you are communicating, you have to put yourself at the other side of the table. I have to put myself at your place. And then I have to talk about the verbal communication. I am teaching one subject in third year, which is industrial pharmacy. Okay. When I'm teaching that subject, industrial pharmacy, I have myself worked in industry for near about 3 to 4 years. I am teaching this industrial pharmacy subject for near about 12 years. So my understanding about the subject is going to be different. But I don't have to think about my understanding. I have to put myself at the shoes of the third year students. Okay, what is the knowledge that the third year students are having? And what kind of an explanation, if I give it to them, then they are going to understand it. वैसे ही आपका है. अगर आप किसी छोटे बच्चे को, सपोजिंग आपका एक छोटा भाई है जो 5th 6th स्टैंडर्ड में है, and you are teaching him, supposing you are teaching him maths, you are teaching him plus, supposing addition काफी पहले इसमें आ जाता है, लेकिन supposing you are teaching him addition, then you don't have to think in that way. अरे क्या यार तेरे को इतना भी addition नहीं आता, 100 plus 150 is going to be 250. For you it is very easy that 100 plus 150 is 250 is easy for you. But this 100 plus 150 is equals to 250. Okay. This you have to make your maybe student, if you are taking some tuitions etc. छोटे बच्चों की अगर ट्यूशन आप ले रहे हो तो आपको उसको समझाना पड़ेगा. हाथ में हाथ रख के आपको उसको दिखाना पड़ेगा. Okay. Then only that person is going to understand. Right. So when you are doing 3 plus 5 is equals to 8. Right? So how your communication would be with him? ये 3 उंगलियां है, बराबर है 1 2 3 उंगलियां. राइट? इसमें मैंने 5 उंगलियां मिला दी. दैट इज फिर टोटल कितनी उंगलियां हो गई? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 3 plus 5 is going to be, you are going to write down equals to 8. You understanding? Because I have put myself in the other side of the table. So I cannot teach him in this way. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Finish. Easy. Nothing to, उसमें कुछ ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं. Easy. Understand. It is very easy to understand. See, there are 3. You have to add 5 into it and it becomes 8. Write down the answer 8. Can I teach him in that way? No. Then what is happening is, that I am not putting myself on the other side of the table. In the similar manner, in the business also, there are many things that the other persons are not able to understand. Okay. So in business communication, you have to make the other person understand what is there. Okay. What is this topic? What is this discussion about? And what you are expecting the outcome from this discussion that you the other person. You have to simplify the things. Okay. For simplifying the things, you have yourself sit on the other side of the table. कि ये जो सामने मेरे बैठा हुआ है इसको इसके बारे में कितनी जानकारी है, और उसको अगर जानकारी नहीं है, जीरो जानकारी, तो आई हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम जीरो. अगर उसको 50% जानकारी है तो आई हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 50%, एंड फ्रॉम दैट 50% आई हैव टू बिल्ड communication up to 100%. That remaining 50% of the knowledge I have to provide him. Then and then only the verbal communication is going to be successful. As we talked about, it is a least impactful element. That is what everybody talks about. Okay, it is a least impactful element. But then you have to remember this. When I say that it is a least impactful element, then I have to remember this कि एक बार क्या बोलते हो, तीर से कमान से निकला हुआ तीर और मुंह से निकले हुए शब्द ये कभी आप वापस नहीं ले सकते. This you have to very well remember. Though this is an least impactful element. Okay. So it is not only here, it is not only what you speak, but how you speak. I would like to modify this sentence. It is also about what you speak. That is also important. So the words, okay, are also very, very important that you speak. These words also play a very important role. So how you speak and what you speak, okay, are very, very important in communication, because whatever words you have spoken would never be forgotten by the other person. So please have your communication properly. If you say something to your boss, he may forgive you. If you say something wrong on the discussion table, you may be forgiven, but you never would be forgotten. Okay, you will be always be remembered for those words that you have spoken. Okay, one wrong sentence spoken by anybody, any politician, he has been trolled for years together. Every time during the election, whatever wrong he has spoken would be coming back, would be haunting him. In the similar manner, in business, you can lose your deals, you can lose your contracts, you can lose your what you call that the sales deals, etc., just because of your wrong words that you have spoken. So you have to be very, very careful. Okay, along with your body language, along with your tone, you have to be very with the words that you are speaking. So along with this, along with what are the words that you are speaking and how you are speaking, okay, the words also are going to matter. Please remember that. Okay. Now let us see some problems in the verbal communication. Okay. Now, one of the problems that the verbal communication is having, which I talked about earlier, is about the misunderstanding. Okay, misunderstanding because of the difference in perspective. You have a different perspective and the other person has a different perspective. When I'm talking about examination, I have a different perspective about examination, but you as an examiner is going to have a different perspective about examination. So we both have a different perspective about the examination. Okay, and hence whatever I'm speaking is going to be misunderstood. It is regarding the faulty communication technique. If your communication technique is not proper, okay, if you are using a faulty communication technique, then definitely you are going to be misunderstood. And if your choice of words are very poor, okay, then you are going to be misunderstood. Your words should be perfectly right. I don't know if you remember or not, I have told you earlier the word difference between the two sentences. I have brought shoes. I have brought shoes. And they are damn cheap. Okay. I have brought shoes. They are damn cheap. maybe one word, one sentence. Okay. And I have brought shoes. They are damn economical. This is the second word. This is the second sentence. Here the choice of words is different. In the first sentence, I have used the word as cheap. In the second sentence, I have used the word as economical. If you see dictionary, at many places, okay, for the word economical, the word cheap has been given. आप बाद में गूगल के डिक्शनरी खोल के देख सकते हो. एटलीस्ट पहले तो भी था. Whenever I have checked it, now I don't know whether they have removed it or not. They should remove it and they should change it. But can somebody tell me the difference between these two words and the two sentences that makes out of it? I have already told this, example of cheap and economical. But if somebody can just tell me the difference between, open the mic and tell me, so we can have proper form of communication where I get feedback also from you, whereby you understand what I'm trying to say. Can you tell me? Can somebody tell me? Nobody? Nobody from third year also? Nobody from second year also? Who can tell me the difference between these two sentences? I brought shoes, they are very cheap. I brought shoes, they are economical. Nobody can tell me the difference. Who is this? Yeah, Ritika Sharma, please, go ahead. Yes, please, Ritika, go ahead.
Sir,
I didn't hear you. I'm not able to hear you.
if
Ritika, somehow I think so the network connectivity is poor.
sir, am I
Okay.
audible?
Okay.
Sir,
And
am
what is the
audible?
meaning of word? What is the meaning of word economical? You said that if I use the word cheap, it loses its value, right? So what does the cheap word stand for? What does the cheap word stand for? Can you tell me? Hello.
Sir, Chirag,
Yeah, Chirag, please go ahead.
sir, cheap can indicate low quality
Yes, fantastic.
and economically means by I have purchased it and by money I have brought it.
Okay, fine. I will just modify it. Fantastic. Your first sentence are absolutely right. When you say cheap, it reflects about the quality. Okay, that I have brought shoes which is of low quality. And when I say that I have brought shoes and it is economical, it reflects to price. It doesn't reflect to quality. Means I have brought shoes and they are not costly. Okay, I have brought them a good show quality shoe at a low cost. That is what it indicates. Have you understood? Got it? Okay. So the same sentence, for somebody, it might be similar. Okay. But they make a lot of difference. Like that, there are hundreds of examples which you can have in daily life, whereby you are misunderstood. और फिर आप इमीडिएटली अरे नहीं रे यार मैं वो नहीं बोल रहा था, मैं तेरे को ये बोल रहा था. Has it happened with you? It must have definitely happened with you, whereby you are misunderstood and then you rectify as no yaar, not that, I am saying this. Okay, it is because you are getting misunderstood. Why you are getting misunderstood? It may be because of his perspective, it may be because of the faulty communication, it may be because of the pure choice of words, it may be because of the language barrier. He doesn't understand that language properly. Okay, or you are not able to speak in his language. कुछ लोगों को मराठी नहीं आती, बराबर है. They are in Maharashtra. Your friends who are from other states would be coming in after some few days in the college. They will be joining. They will be trying to learn about the Marathi language, and they will try to speak with you in Marathi language. Okay, and then there might be words which they because they would be saying some different words for different sentences. अरे नहीं इसको ऐसा नहीं बोलते, इसको इस तरह से बोलते. Or sometimes with Bahiti sir, I don't know whether you know him or not. He is the HOS of your college. Okay, he speaks Marwadi. Okay, he is a Marwadi person. So I tried to speak with him in Marwadi. ठीक है, just in friendship. So ये सही में सर इसका मीनिंग ये नहीं होता सर, इसका मीनिंग ये हो जाता है. Okay, what you are saying, you want to say this, but this is not that. This is this. Okay, because I don't have that proper, there is a language barrier that I am having. So the misunderstanding may be because of many things, or you may be saying something and the other person is not able to understand. For example, अगर मैं मराठी में बोलना शुरू कर दूं अभी, और मैं अभी हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूं, there may be some foreign nationals who are sitting over here, and these foreign these foreign students would not be understanding my communication because I am speaking with Hindi, right? Okay. So what should be the solution for these problems? One of the solution is you should be a very good listener. If you are a very good listener, then these misunderstandings would not happen. You would listen properly, would interpret properly, you are going to decode it properly, because decoding is the job of the listener. So decoding would be done very nicely by you. Okay. And the second solution that you have is you have to always speak with respect, okay, or to the point of view of the listener. Okay. So आपको उसके पर्सपेक्टिव से बात करनी है, आपको उसके हिसाब से बात करनी है, आपको उसके एज के मुताबिक बात करनी है. बराबर है ना? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जब आप छोटे बच्चे से बात करोगे तो आप कैसे बात करोगे? अल्ले ले 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 ऐसा बात करोगे, राइट? ओके. But the same when you're talking with the elder person, you can't do alle le le le. He will give you a tight slap. Are you understanding me? So you have to keep whom you are talking with. You do that. It is not that you don't do that. You always do that. But many a times, our perspective changes. You talk sometimes with the elderly as if he is of your age. You talk somebody who is very small to you in a very in a very elderly manner or something of that sort, as if he is very elderly and he understands everything. Sometimes this changes, and when this happens, there is going to be a big communication barrier. There is going to be problem in your verbal communication. Okay, you have to understand that. Let us move further with the verbal communication. I was talking about the verbal communication, that I talk about the oral communication. Okay, there is also other form of the communication. Okay, that is written communication. So you have oral communication, and you also have written communication in verbal communication. So there are so verbal communication can be divided into two. It can be divided into oral, that is spoken, and also it can be divided into written communication. So verbal communication, two types, oral and written. But one thing you have to remember, if you are talking it with respect to face-to-face communication, then most of the time face-to-face communication is going to be oral spoken communication. Okay. If it is not, if you are not taking this face-to-face communication aspect, if you are keeping that face-to-face communication aspect aside, then the verbal communication can be of two types, oral communication and written communication. Please remember, if it is a face-to-face communication, then face-to-face communication is always going to be oral communication. It is hardly that in the face-to-face communication you write down something and give it to somebody. Yes, that also happens many a times. Okay, that may be happening. For example, you are sitting in a meeting, somebody else is talking, you want to say something to the person who is sitting besides you, so you write down something on the book and you show it to him. जैसे आप क्लासरूम में करते हो, right? Isn't it? आप जब क्लास में बैठते हो, जब आप 12th स्टैंडर्ड के क्लास में बैठते थे साथ में, कम्युनिकेशन का, when you are sitting and listening to the professors, okay, and you wanted to communicate, he was sitting in front of you, still you wanted to communicate with him. फेस टू फेस कम्युनिकेशन था, वो आपके सामने था वो, लेकिन उस फेस टू फेस कम्युनिकेशन में भी आप कुछ बोल नहीं पा रहे थे, बिकॉज यू वुड हैव बीन कॉट बाय द टीचर दैट यू आर स्पीकिंग विद समबडी. सो व्हाट यू यूज्ड टू डू, you used to write down on the book and you used to show it to your friend. For example, आप लिखोगे इस पे, कितना बोर कर रहा है यार ये, isn't it? how much boring is this lecture, and then you are going to show it to your friend, and then he is going to write down on it, yes yaar, I am also getting bored, right? So this type of communication was what? This type of communication was face to face, but it was in written form. Most of the time, as I told you, most of the time this is just one of or in the meeting many a times it happens. In the meeting, in our meeting also it happens. Somebody writes down a point and sends it to me. So on this you have to speak something, or I write down a point and I send it to my colleague. Okay, these are the points, and you have left this point while discussing the meeting. Kindly focus on this point also. Okay. So this also happens. So written communication may also be in the face-to-face communication, but the chances of written communication are very less in case of face-to-face communication. They are more in the case of oral communication. So in face-to-face communication, oral communication is the most. But if you keep the face-to-face communication aside and you just talk about the verbal communication, then in verbal communication you have two types of communication, that is oral communication and written communication. Let us first focus upon the oral communication. Oral communication, it talks about the words that you have used. It includes face-to-face communication. It includes the communication that one person gives in the speech. He stands and he gives the speech. So that is also is going to be the communication. The communication which happens on video. Okay. For example, I am sitting over here, you are sitting on the other side, and there is a communication that is going on, video chat जिसको हम बोलते, that is going to be a verbal communication. Voice chat जिसको हम बोलते हैं, that is also going to be a communication. The somebody Man Ki Baat done by Pancha Pradhan Modi on radio is also a form of communication. Okay, the news that is given by TV anchor through television is also a form of verbal communication. The telephonic conversation that you have with your friends, amongst your friends, with your boss, with your teachers, okay, with your parents, okay, that form is also a verbal communication. The different conversations that you have, okay, that is also a form of verbal communication. Interviews that are taken, vivas that are taken, okay, dissertations that happen during your PhDs, etc., or during your postgraduates, okay, seminars, conferences, workshops. These all are nothing but your verbal communication. Counseling that takes place. It may be a normal counseling, or it may be a counseling which is done by the health officials. That is also a form of your verbal communication. Meetings that happen are also examples of your verbal oral communication. So these all where words were spoken, these all were the examples of oral verbal communication. As again we have talked earlier also, this oral verbal communication is influenced by many things. It is influenced by your pitch, it is influenced by your speed, it is influenced by your clarity, by your speed, it is influenced by your clarity of speaking. So there are many aspects that comes in your oral communication. We have already talked about it. We already talked about the pitch, we already talked about the volume, we also have talked about the speed with which स्पीड का तो बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल है, मुझे तो मैं भूलूंगा ही नहीं वो स्पीड का एग्जांपल. व्हेन वन ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स स्टॉप्ड मी एंड सेड सर यू आर बीइंग वेरी फास्ट, वी आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड एनीथिंग, fantastic. The only person who said me in last 16 years, when I myself know that my speed is too fast, but he was the only person in my last 12 years who had the guts to stop me and say ki, sir, we are not able to understand because your speed is too very fast. Okay, so a fantastic example of that. Clarity, many a times सामने वाला क्या बोलता है अपने को समझ में नहीं आता क्योंकि उसकी क्लैरिटी नहीं होती. So when you do oral verbal communication, you have to take these all aspects into communication in order to make your communication successful. There are some advantages of oral communication and disadvantages of oral communication. At the same time, there are some advantages of written communication and disadvantages of written communication. So when we talk about oral communication and when we talk about written communication, these advantages and disadvantages should be known by us. Why should we know these advantages and disadvantages? Because whichever communication we are doing, when I'm doing oral communication, then I have to bank on all the advantages and I have to overcome all the disadvantages, right? So if I'm aware about the advantages and disadvantages of a particular communication, in order to make that communication successful, what I'm going to do is I am going to take the advantages I'm going to take the benefits of all the advantages, and I'm going to overcome my disadvantages of that form of communication, oral or written. Let us go to some of the advantages of oral communication. Oral communication has the most important advantage that it gives you an immediate feedback. आप जब बात कर रहे हो तो आपको, और उसमें अगर फेस टू फेस कम्युनिकेशन होगा, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ओरल कम्युनिकेशन इज फेस टू फेस कम्युनिकेशन, अनलेस एंड अंटिल यू आर स्पीकिंग ऑन टेलीफोन एक्सेट्रा, या फिर इफ यू आर डूइंग वॉइस चैट एक्सेट्रा, इन दैट केस इट वोंट बी, you won't get that immediate feedback. Okay, and immediate feedback is available there also. Okay, but when you are doing oral communication, you can have an immediate feedback in many ways. You can have immediate feedback from the body language. You can have the immediate feedback from the gestures that he is doing. Okay, you can have an immediate feedback by the way of by watching his facial expression. You can have an immediate feedback. Or if it is not a face-to-face communication, you are not able to see him, then he can definitely ask you, "Arey yaar, I didn't understand. Please tell me, sir, what are you saying? We have not understood you." You can immediately do that. So you can immediately ask for the clarification. When I say Thursday you are going to have an examination and I am having an oral communication with you. Supposing I say now, Thursday you are having examination. Immediately somebody would ask me, Thursday means, sir, do you mean this Thursday? Or do you mean next Thursday? Or do you mean to say after 3 Thursdays? Which Thursday you are talking about? Isn't it? So that would be the clarification that you can get an immediate feedback in case of oral communication. The sender is able to check whether the instruction is clear or not. Like I ask you every moment after, have you understood this? Is okay? समझा आपको या नहीं समझा? This is what I am able to check if you have understood or not. And from there I जैसे मैं आपको पूछता हूँ, am I audible to you? Then you say, yes, sir, you are audible. So this is what I am able to check with you, whether the instructions that are going to you are clear or not. Have you understood it? Do you have any question? Please do ask me the question. These are the type of, whereby when I'm doing oral communication, I am able to ask you. In written communication, that is not possible. I give the written communication, okay, and I don't ask, means I wouldn't be asking you, but that is after some time. Here it is immediate. Okay. There is a very high level of understanding and transparency in oral communication, as it is very interpersonal. It is a communication which is being happening with one person to the other person. As I told you, there is 2 types of communication: interpersonal and intrapersonal. I talked about the differences earlier. Intrapersonal is talking one with oneself, is nothing but intrapersonal. Here, this is a very high level of transparency is there, because I am discussing with you orally and you are giving the feedback to me. So understanding level is very high. The transparency is very, very high in this. Okay. There is quite a level of flexibility in this type of communication. Okay. Whereby if I have taken some decision, I can change the decision. I am giving, we are discussing on the examination. I am telling you from tomorrow there is going to be examination of communication. And immediately your CR will come with a point that, sir, tomorrow exam cannot be taken. Because already Deshmukh sir, or say Bobde sir, has planned with the examination of Pharmaceutics 1. This examination is already planned by him. So as we are discussing, as there is an oral communication going on, so what will I do? And I have received a feedback immediately from you. There is a flexibility. Flexibility is easy. I will say, okay, no problem. Your exam would not be tomorrow. Your exam would be day after tomorrow. Then again you'll say, sir, but you don't have a lecture day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow is Wednesday. Wednesday you don't have a lecture. So what will you do? I'll say, oh, okay. If I don't have an examination, then let us do one thing. We will schedule one extra lecture from 4 to 5. They'll be saying, no, sir. The problem is that 4 to 5 you cannot take the lecture because there is a peace lecture which has been planned. I say, okay, no problem. I will take the lecture from 6 to 7. Are you understanding? So there is happening a flexibility, okay, and which allows me to change decision. So that flexibility is there. There is a flexibility and adaptability to many diverse situations. Like there were different situations that came up when I was giving the communication, when we were having the communication about different situations came up. And at different diverse situations, we were able to modify our communication. We were able to take the decision. Okay. So we can easily adapt ourselves to the different situations. Okay. The feedback is totally spontaneous. When I told about the examination, there would be a spontaneous feedback. I am not in the classroom. Otherwise, I would have shown you how it happens. I would have come in the classroom and I have actually announced you that tomorrow there is going to be examination. And then would have taken your, your feedback on it, and then we would have a very good role play. As we are not in that situation, so I am just acting on your behalf also. That's what you would be saying. Okay. So the feedback that you give is very, very spontaneous. And the decisions also can be taken very, very quickly. Otherwise, what is going to happen? I am going to write on the then I'm not going to see your reply. You're going to see it after 6 hours. You're going to write down the reply after feedback after 6 hours, which I'm going to see after some time. Then I'm going to again reply on it. Again on that, you're going to reply to me. So this takes place a lot of time. Here, within 2 minutes, we are able to discuss about the examination and we are able to plan the examination. It becomes so very easier. Okay. So decisions can be taken very quickly without any delay. Oral communication, because of this, is time saving. It saves money. It saves efforts. Written communication is a costly affair. I'll tell you how when we come to written communication. Here, the time is also saved. The decisions are taken very quickly. It saves the money also and it saves your efforts also. Typing karo, bhejo, this all is being saved. Here, one-to-one discussion is been done and दफा हो जाता है. Okay, matter रफा दफा हो जाता है. It means what? The problem, there is a what you call the resolution of the problem. The solution of the problems comes immediately, isn't it? If two friends are having fight, what you say? You come over here, stand over here, tell what is your problem. You ask the other person, you tell me what is your problem. Okay, and solve it in front. Okay, आप दोनों एक दूसरे से बात करके matter सुलझा देना. Isn't it? So the differences, the issues can be put to an end by talking them over. So that if there is some problem, if there is some what you call that issue, if there are some differences, then that issue, problem, differences can be sorted out immediately, okay, by speaking over on it. This oral communication is very, very essential when you are doing some teamwork. Okay. In teamwork, what you require is to communicate with each other. Unless and until you have this communication, and that teamwork communication can only be an oral communication. You cannot keep on writing to each other in a teamwork, isn't it? Dhoni cannot write a letter to Chahal that how he has to bowl on email. Can he do that? No. He has to go to him. He has to tell him quickly, face to face, what is the thing that he has to do. यहाँ पे बॉल डालना, इस तरह से स्पिन करना, वैसा करना. He has to tell him face to face, isn't it? If there is some problem in the factory, then the product manager has to tell immediately to the the supervisor, production supervisor, what has to be done in order to solve that problem, right? So oral communication is very essential for teamwork. It motivates the people and it increases the group energy. Okay. It builds the morale. It is highly motivating. Okay. And the organizational employees use them to a very, very good way in order to motivate their people. You know it very well कि एक भाषण किसी नेता का हो जाता है. Okay. There is one speech which a politician gives on the stage in that area, और उस एरिया का पूरा नक्शा कदम चेंज हो जाता है. The people who are supporting to one party, after that speech, they support some other party. So that is how the motivation, how the people get motivated after the oral communication. It happens in case of the employees also. If there is some problem, then the organizational leader, he comes on the stage, he speaks with the employees, okay, and the employees, you can see, are getting motivated. That is not possible with the written communication. Narendra Modi एक letter लिखेगा, okay, and he sends it to you. Will that be more effective? और या फिर आपको जब आप उसको सुनोगे, that is going to be more effective. Think for yourself, and then you will understand the importance of oral communication. If you want to give me very, very private and confidential information, then the written information can be leaked. But the what you call that, the oral communication जो आप उसके कान में बोलते हैं, that cannot be leaked. Okay, unless and until the other person is trustworthy. Okay. In face-to-face communication, you can also do face-to-face oral communication. You can also have the facial expression, and from that also, and from the body language, you can also get the feedback. Okay. These are some of the advantages of your oral communication.